let's get down to something we all know and are familiar with, which is the fact that Pokemon's elemental chart is incredibly broken, stupid, frankly, and just very lopsided. Like, it's no secret that ice type Pokemon are bad even whether you play casually or competitively. They design it so that ice Pokemon usually come super late in the game, for whatever reason. I don't know why, I just know that's how they do it. This has always been a thing in Pokemon. Like, no matter what region you play, you're always going to have to deal with the fact that ice Pokemon are going to come super late for some inexplicable reason. And it doesn't help that the ice Pokemon in general just really struggle as far as elements in Pokemon go. Like there are a lot of bad types in Pokemon, and there are a lot of elements that are just hugely favored in Pokemon, like Dragon, Steel. Like, to this day, Bug and Grass have a lot of questionable design choices around them, and then they made Fairy, which arguably I would argue Fairy caused a lot more problems than fixing anything. Because, like, Dragon offense is still good, and now there's just more Fairy offense to go besides that. And with Pokemon, like they have to give Ice Pokemon a huge amount, huge game changers. Oh, excuse me, to do anything worthwhile. Like, they have to give them things like Galarian, Darmanitan. They have to give them screens, well, their own special screens, like through Alolan Ninetales. They had to give them their own special abilities to boost speed and inhale, like Slush Rush. But meanwhile, every water Pokemon and their mother was getting Swift Swim for years. And then after that, and finally, they completely changed Hail to just be snow. Completely, like, it's not even the same weather anymore, all in an effort just to make ice Pokemon not suck as much as they do. And meanwhile, ice in Yokai Watch, in the grand scheme of things, is just much better designed. Like, the number of viable monsters that happen to be ice is very numerous, as you can see here. And, like, the reason I bring that up is because being able to play around with the weaknesses of ice in any way actually becomes a strength when you consider the yokai we're going to be talking about today, which is going to be Mython. Now, Mython is a very interesting yokai because it's the only yokai with the skill that it has. And it has just the right stats to make use of it, especially with the Shielding Soul. Now, Mython, Slippery Tribe, A rank, decent, and as you can see, like, decently bulky, even on the physical side. Well, gets past the 300 HP threshold, 116 defense. I'm pretty sure this is uninvested. Average speed, but below average speed, but that's not really what you use it for. And of course, the really great spirit stat that pairs up with its skill. Now, its skill is basically inverse battling. That mechanic from Pokemon X and Y, that was a side feature that they did very little with, and you're not allowed to use it anymore because Pokemon likes to keep cutting content. And the reason why this skill is so good is because it basically lets you choose your matchups, especially when you're paired up with, like, Boo2, which is what we're gonna see in the battle footage we're gonna be watching today. Like, if like you can build pretty much any elemental team, and, like, even if it struggles, you can basically try to fit Mython on there, and all of a sudden, like, your weakness gets to be turned into a strength. Like, say for example, you were wanting to build an Earth magic attacking team, and then and then and then and then you go into the ladder. You start using your Earth magic attacker team, and oh no, it looks like the opponent is using a wind magic attacker team with Humi, Boohoo, Tengu, all that, Agent Spectator, all those good wind magic attackers. Now your Earth magic attackers are just gonna struggle because now they're gonna be hitting resisted magic damage on the opponent. Well, they would, except if you happen to fit Mython or perhaps even Fu 2 on there, now you can turn that weakness into a strength. Like you can let the Fu 2 die first, keep the Mython, and now the opponent's wind magic attacker team is at a complete disadvantage against your Earth magic attacker team. You basically get to completely flip any matchup you want by using Mython and Fu 2. And so we're gonna be watching this battle footage. Gonna be is this the right one? Yeah, this is the right one. So this is another video by the channel Mython, who again covered them in the last video. Competitive Yokai Watch channel, really good. So here's the team breakdown. Oh, and their channel and original video is going to be in the description, so go check them out if you want. Please feel free to support them. So here we got B rank, prestigious treasure boosted Dumb Cop. Dumb Cop is pretty much a staple on any magic attacker team. We'll probably talk about him in his own video too. Like there are a lot of yokai I can talk about in like lots of videos. This is the standard Dumb Cop build. The focuses on giving out its powerful buffs to allies with a Peerless Soul and a 1 HP soul. Solar Enma, pretty strong meta pick. Really can't go wrong with Solar Enma in a lot of situations. Not sure what its soul gem is. And we also got Infinite Enma, and this guy is too much to take. The evolved form of Humi. It's like Humi, but arguably it's different because Humi can at least do magic damage with its ultimate, and this guy's ultimate is basically just a confusion debuff. It charges fast, which is nice. Like they made enough differences between Humi and too much to take that depending on which one your team needs, you can use one or the other. Mython, Shielding Soul. And you see here, Fu 2, Shielding Soul. Fu 2 makes it so like all magic attacks do neutral damage as long as it's alive. So, and that's why it's so important to pair it up with like Mython, because like you can keep it around to get the consistent neutral damage from all your magic, but then you can let it die and then keep the Mython, and it will basically flip the matchup on its head. So now they're doing resisted damage to you while you're doing weakness damage to them. Or if you're in a winning matchup anyway, you can just let the Mython die first, then the Fu 2, and you'll still be doing weakness damage. And also like that's also something interesting, really good to note. Like with this team, he's got the Dumb Cop and the Fu 2 and the Too Much to Take forming the mysterious tribe unity. Because like 3 of his members are stuck with no tribe unity because like 2 Enmas in a slippery. So it looks like we're up against a pretty standard physical attacker team. Arcanos, Lubu, Ancient Enma. And this is actually pretty interesting. He's got Armsman, really good for dealing with Solar Enma, because now Because usually Armsman can just dodge any element it's weak to, any damage from a magic that it's weak to. And those funny dodges. Like, the opponent just completely went without hitting the dumb cop for a turn, which helps out a lot because now they can stall out with the dumb cop even longer. Anyway, like usually Armsman can just dodge Solar Enma's fire attacks, but under Mython, I'm pretty sure it's not gonna work. Armsman is ice and would normally just be able to dodge the fire magic it's weak to. And not much went on those past few turns because those dodges. But that's fine because like now the dumb cap can buff as much as it wants. Hopefully get some damage off. Pretty slow beginning until finally we get a bomb coming into play. Okay, yeah, you see that? Like normally it would be able to dodge that fire magic, but like I guess Mython prevented that. Okay, so that's Red Rush Soul. I guess they're using I guess he's using Red Rush Souls on so that if they kill anything they can just keep keep doing more damage after the defeat. It's a really good soul gem. And finally the dumb cap goes down, all that raw physical damage and the 1 HP knockout from the Ancient Enma. Now the Mython comes out. Okay, that's Peerless Soul Mython. Nah, not Shielding Soul. Okay, my mistake. I wish I could read Japanese. Now the Lionheart goes down, and here comes the revenge damage. 1, 2. Yeah, that did a lot. And now because the Red Rush Soul, the okay, that's actually pretty interesting because like with the Red Rush Soul, the Infinite Enma was able to act again, but instead of using their physical attacks, they actually used their magic attacks, and because of that, it and because of Infinite Enma's skill, it was able to put the Arcanus Lubu in wait time, as you saw there, thanks to its skill. And now the Solar Enma took big damage from the bomb. So if they take any back row ultimates, they're probably gonna die. And that was actually like okay, because the Lionheart died to a hazard, like they didn't have to worry about the Lionheart revenge damage there. Because like if it died to the attack, it would have taken that revenge damage, but because it died to the hazard, it was able to ignore that. It's kind of dumb, but it's fair. But it makes sense. Kind of goes one of those things that goes to show how broken Solar Enma is, that it can just ignore things like that. Another lucky dodge. The repossessors just ended up locking away the okay, so that's Red Rush. Yeah, that's Red Rush Soul on both Solar Enma and Infinite Enma. So he's going to be able to go for some massive damage here, especially after the Dumka boost buffing its spirit up by 30%. That was like a complete steamroll of that team, and that's actually a really good. That was actually interesting because like you see here with the Ancient Enma. Ancient Enma is usually like Enma tribe members usually have 0 resistances and like 1 weakness because they get like DLC Enma privileges or something. And like Ancient Enma is usually like resistant to fire damage, but because Mython is there, or look at that huge 344 damage because that fire resistance was turned into a fire weakness with Mython. But uh, I guess and that's the thing, like Futu's skill it only like it only like apparently it only removes resistances. It doesn't touch weaknesses. So if I actually forgot about that part. So like if the opponent is weak to so like if you keep them both and you flip the resistance and you flip it into a weakness, you can just basically hit for a lot without worrying about any elemental resistances. Like the combination of Futu and Mython is just really good for magic attacker teams that may struggle. Like it pretty much lets you address being able to hit a lot of things without needing elemental coverage. Like in Pokemon, where like a lot of things are just gonna struggle because they don't get the proper move. Like if a Pokemon learns Bolt Beam, like Nidoking, for example, with Sheer Force, it's just going to be able to break. Like thanks to it learning Bolt Beam, it's just able to break through a lot of things. And despite being a poison ground, it just relies on the special attacks because of how dumb Sheer Force works. And you saw that it did some like Solar Enema just did huge damage to like the BB Cubal because it's usually fire resistant, but it became fire weak under Mython. Oh, okay, and here comes the Jack Koma-san, which is gonna at least help somewhat with the Solar Enema shenanigans. At least until it dies, and because Jack Koma-san is a fire attribute yokai, it would normally be resistant to Solar Enema's fire magic, but here it just turned into a weakness. So now Jack Koma-san couldn't do as much as it would have liked to. Poor thing. And the Infinite Enema walked over a hazard, and it's dead. Your opponent's just struggling to get any momentum going because it's taking too much damage from the hazards. And, and even the apparently the Originion was originally resistant to wind magic, but now under Mython weak. Like just some really like he was like like this team just turns a lot of weird matchups into good matchups because it's able to just fire off powerful magic attacks and hit a lot of really good stuff for weakness. Like if they ever came across like a dragon with shielding soul and blown his top of soul, like the Solar Enema would definitely like struggle to like break past it, but eh, that's not what we got here. And even then, like Dragon's resistances would be gone because of the Fu too. Anyway, that's a pretty simple breakdown of this video. Like I said, the original video and the channel will be in the description below, so feel free to sub and follow them and comment on their stuff. Give them all the support you can. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you guys another day.